Diagnosing endometriosis. What's my post-op MRI revealed? It left me speechless. For those of you who are new here, I have endometriosis. I had my first ever excision surgery back in March, and I had my first post-op MRI a couple of weeks ago. I've been managing my endometriosis holistically, meaning drug-free, for the past 3 years, and I would like to keep things that way. Why did I have an MRI? Was I symptomatic? Did I have reason to believe that my endometriosis was back up and running? Honestly, no. I chose to have an MRI because after everything I've learned, after everything I've been through, I know that it is of the utmost importance to monitor endometriosis. MRI is the best non-invasive diagnostic tool for detecting endometriosis. Now, is MRI imaging always being handled by radiologists trained in endometriosis? No. Is imaging always being reviewed by a specialized MDT, multidisciplinary team, given it's not just gynecological? No. But say the answer is yes to those two questions. Is MRI imaging always reliable? Oh, no. But it's the best option we have aside from surgery. And when done properly for endometriosis, you'll get a good enough reading of what endometriosis, especially deep infiltrating endometriosis, exists within your body. Because I'm not on any medication, and quite frankly, even if I was, because let's be honest, medication works on less than half of the population that it's administered to, I agreed with my consultant that I would have an MRI within a year of my surgery. So I went for a scan at 8 months post-op. The report was shared a few days ago, and I'm not going to lie. I was not expecting to find out what I did. To reiterate, I am not symptomatic. I've been disciplined with my lifestyle and I'm good. But the MRI has revealed that my endo is back and in ways that I honestly didn't foresee. Let's read the report, shall we? Band of thick fibrosis. Thick fibrosis already. Geez. To clarify, fibrosis in this context is scar tissue, which is made of thick collagen fibers. It's quite tough and stiff, kind of like a rope. It can develop due to endometriosis after surgery while the body is trying to heal, or because of high levels of inflammation. So I've got this thick fibrotic scar tissue along my right pelvic sidewall towards the back, and it's tethered to my cervix, my rectosigmoid colon, and my right ovary. Now, I've been here before, only it was on the left-hand side before surgery. There are also 3 endometriomas in my right ovary measuring 8 millimeters in total. There's another endometrioma in my left ovary, again. There are adhesions between my rectosigmoid colon and back of my uterus, where I had a fibroid removed. And there are small hemorrhagic implants at the back of my cervix. What the actual fuck? Now, I anticipated surgical scar tissue. It's inevitable. Just the action of blowing up your abdomen for laparoscopy surgery can result in scar tissue, basically anything invasive. But thick fibrotic scar tissue? And on the right-hand side, when most of my pelvic endometriosis was on the left-hand side? And not one, but 4 ovarian endometriomas? Are you actually kidding me? How did I go from having 2 ovarian endometriomas my whole life, and then in the 8 months post-surgery, I have 4? Doesn't that seem like quite a radical reaction to surgery? Going into surgery, I was warned about the chances of endometriosis returning, that chances are higher in patients with stage 4 deep infiltrating endometriosis, but still relatively low following excision surgery. I was warned about surgical scar tissue, and hormone suppression medication was recommended to help keep endometriosis at bay post-op. At the time of surgery, because I'd been off hormones and managing well, I didn't want to add drugs onto my plate after such a big operation. On top of that, from what I've encountered from my lovely community, is that for many women, hormone suppression didn't stop symptom return nor disease. But now I'm thinking, should I have suppressed my hormones for 6 months after surgery? Would medication have helped at all? Would it have made a difference to my current post-op outcome? The truth? Well, for one, I'll never know. Hormone suppression, at best, may have stopped endometriomas from forming while on the pill. And I say that when my first endometrioma occurred while I was on contraception. If so, once you're off medication, it's a free for all. And there is no evidence to suggest that hormone treatment prevents scar tissue formation. Hormone suppression is an attempted preventative strategy to delay or lower the chance of endometriotic lesions forming. It can also perform as a symptom management tool, which, as I mentioned, I am fortunate to not have any symptoms worth worrying about. The only thing at this stage leading me to consider medication is endometriomas. Because women with endo, especially deep infiltrating endometriosis involving endometriomas, are at higher risk of developing ovarian cancer. And if that isn't shitty enough, endometriomas also affect fertility because they can eat up your ovarian reserve. And then there's the ovarian inflammation of an endometrioma. So, yeah, it's been a lot to take in. I switched from complete devastation to utter denial because I don't want to lose my mind over this and I'm very prone to spiraling. I'm yet to talk things over with my consultant. So, in the meantime, I want to hear from you. What would you do if you were me? Would you consider hormone suppression? Did you do hormone suppression post op? How's that been? How long have you been on the meds for? How long do you plan to be on them for? And I particularly want to hear from women who have been on or are on Diagnostic. Have you had any post-op scans done? Do you know where your endo's at since your surgery?